boy Blue Getsuga, and today I'll be going over some of the new cards coming out in Animation Chronicles 2022. And as what usually happens in these types of packs is we get anime exclusive cards and more. So let's get started. First off, we have Royal Straight Slasher, and it's a warrior effect monster, and it's wow, okay, I don't like how they did this. It's a warrior effect monster, and it's okay. You know what? You guys can see the stats on the screen. I don't know why the site actually did it like this. Anyways, its first effect reads, if you have all of Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, and King's Knight in your graveyard, you can send one monster of each level between 1 and 5 from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy all cards your opponent controls. That's pretty nice. At least this deck actually has, I guess, a more feasible win condition now. Second effect. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can target up to 3 light warrior monsters in your graveyard, special summon them. That's pretty nice. Wait, hold on. I forgot to read this part because it's mixed up with, this. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned with Royal Straight. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Next card we have is Royal Straight. And it's a quick play spell card, and its effect reads, send one of each Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, and King's Knight from your hand and or face up on the field to your graveyard, and special summon one monster from your hand, deck, or extra deck that mentions all Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, and King's Knight. Which is pretty nice since you could just special summon the fusion monster using this effect. Their link monster, or you can special summon this guy, assuming that you want to. Anyways, and it's a quick play, so that's pretty nice as well. Next card we have is Dynabase. And it's an Earth Machine effect monster that's level 4 and has 0 attack and 2100 defense. And its first effect reads, if your life points are fewer than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's pretty nice. I could potentially see this getting abused somewhere, but no, I can't really think of anywhere right now. Second effect. During your main phase, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, including this card on the field. Which is pretty nice. Might be really good in niche decks or in, fusion decks that require you to use generic machine monsters. But I can't really think of any right now, besides maybe Roids. Next we have Dyna Tank, which I'm guessing these two cards are very closely related. I just don't remember Hasselberry using something like that unless, the manga. Next is Dyna Tank. It's an Earth Machine Fusion effect monster that's level 7 / attack and 2100 defense. And its material requires you to use one machine monster plus one dinosaur monster. You can use the second and third effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect gains attack equal to the original attack of the dinosaur monster used as fusion material for its summon. When this card or effect is activated that targets this card and no other cards, quick effect, you can target one card in the field that would be an appropriate target. That card / effect now targets the new target. I mean, I would appreciate it if this applied if they targeted any of your cards. But it has to be this card, and it has to be exactly this card. And it just has to be this card, which is going to be hard to do, especially in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Plus, your opponent would have to be really stupid to target this card with card effects. But who knows? People don't read card effects, and that's usually how I win half my games. Because my opponents don't read my motherfucking card effects. Third effect. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon one dinosaur monster from your graveyard. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say that this card is ass. I mean, it mostly only works if your opponent doesn't read it. And it has somewhat of a conditional floating effect. they could easily just beat over this thing by battle, and you would have just wasted a lot of material just to fusion summon this thing. Next, we have the G-Golem cards, used by Earth from the anime. First off, we have G-Golem Rockhammer, and it's an Earth Cyberse effect monster that's level 6, 1800 attack, and 2400 defense. And its first effect reads, if this card is in your hand, you can discard one other Cyberse monster to decrease this card's level by 2 until the end of this turn. Second effect, you can tribute this card, special summon 3 G-Golem tokens, Cyberse Earth level 1, 0 attack and 0 defense, in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Cyberse monsters. Pretty nice. Next, we have G-Golem Pebble Dog, and it's an Earth Cyberse effect monster that's level 2 and has 300 attack and 1000 defense. And its first effect reads, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can take one G-Golem Pebble Dog from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. But you'd have to be out of your mind not to actually special summon it. Next, also you can't special summon monster for the rest of this turn except Cyberse monsters. That should be pretty standard. Second effect, if this card is sent from the hand to the graveyard, you can add one G-Golem card from your deck to your hand, which is pretty nice because you can send this card off of Signet Mining, you can send it off of Rockhammer. I mean, those are the only two primary examples I can think of right now. Oh yeah, I think there's also a discard effect among one of the Link monsters. Anyways, now for the Link monsters, we have G-Golem Crystal Heart, which is a Water Cyberse Link effect monster that's linked 2 with arrows pointing to the left and bottom. And it requires 2 Cyberse monsters. First effect, you can target one Earth Link monster in your graveyard, special summon it to your zone this card points to, and if you do, place one G-Golem counter on this card. Second effect, an Earth monster co-linked to this card gains 600 attack for each G-Golem counter on this card, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Also, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. Next, which is pretty good because this card just basically buffs up a lot of your G-Golem cards. Without this, it feels like a lot of the Link monsters heavily depend on this card. So you had to find a way to put out like 5 material just for the basic G-Golem invalid play. Next we have G-Golem Stubborn Menhir, and it's an Earth Cyberse Link effect monster that's linked to with arrows pointing up and down. And its effect reads, if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can target one Earth monster in your graveyard that can be normal summoned or set, either add it to your hand or special summon it. But let's be real, you're just going to be special summoning it. So this way you can just normal summon your Pebble Dog, special summon a Pebble Dog, then use Pebble Dog, then link off into this, then use this to special summon your Pebble Dog, and then go into Invalid Golem, or you can go into your Crystal Heart. And then you can use their spell card, and then just special summon both of your Pebble Dogs, and then just go into something else. Okay, that was a little strange. But anyways, next we have G-Golem Invalid Dolmen, and it's an Earth Cyberse Link effect monster, and it's link 3 with 2,800 attack, with arrows pointing directly up, left, and right. And it requires 2 plus Earth monsters. First effect, your co-linked monsters are unaffected by your opponent's effects that activate on your opponent's field. So hand traps still work. But I can't really imagine there'd be any hand traps to deal with the Crystal Heart on their turn. Second effect, your opponent's monsters must attack this card if able, to further protect your Crystal Heart. Third effect, once per turn you can discard one Cyberse monster, draw a card. So basically you could just discard your Pebble Dog, draw, and then get a search off of Pebble Dog. And fourth effect, if this co-linked card is destroyed, you can negate the effect of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. I'd prefer if it didn't have to be co-linked, but I kinda understand. Next, and lastly, for the link monsters, we have G-Golem Dignified Thrilltheon. And it's an Earth Cyberse effect monster with 3200. Cyberse effect link monster with 3200 attack, and it's a link 4 with arrows pointing up, down, left, and right. And it requires 2+ Earth monsters. First effect, your opponent's monsters must attack this card if able. Second effect, once per turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can send one Earth monster from your hand or graveyard, Pebble Dog, until the end of this turn. That opponent monster loses 200 attack. Also, its effects are negated. Kinda ass, to be completely honest. Yeah, it's pretty nice to negate something, but do you really want to be negating something at the start of a battle? And on top of that, it only lasts till the end of this. It only lasts till the end of this turn, which sucks. It would have been nice if it was permanent, but whatever. And the third effect is when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a link monster you control. Quick effect, you can negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. That's pretty nice. It's a quick effect, and it protects against targeting. I wish it had some similar effects to G-Golem Invalid Dolmen, but it is what it is. And next and lastly, for the G-Column cards, and I guess the rest of the cards for now, is Gravity Balance. This card is always treated as a G-Golem card. And its first effect reads, target two of your Earth monsters with the same name. Like I mentioned in the combo, you could just bring back 2 of your Pebble Dog, and the way Earth Hammer is designed, you will most likely have 2 of the same. You basically would have 2 of each G-Golem card so far in the graveyard, so that condition is pretty easy to match. With same name that are banished and or in your graveyard, special summon them in defense position, but change their attack and defense to 0. Their effects are negated, also destroy them during the end phase. Second effect, if a G-Golem monster you control would be destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Pretty nice. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about these cards, but mostly the G-Golem cards, and it's been me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and I'm out.